Hello and welcome to craig's cooldown manager setup. New features. Minimap icon. Open your settings. Essentials. Utility. Cooldown bars. Dynamic icons. Track items such as trinkets, potions. Custom track spells if you want to track something specific like your heartstone. Some specific food count. Let's say another double spell of Beamolation or Demon Spec, for example. You want colors on your cooldown. Essentials, utility, or your buffs, different colors. Potion success. By default, you will see just these two. Showing dynamic groups. If you want to check this out, one of these potions will come in the clusters. Otherwise, it will be by itself. You can unlock it and move it as you can see it. You can add some spell IDs. Glows are the Blizzard default glows will be button glow, for example. You can change it by choosing this. We can show later on what how might that look like. Aura override is gonna be when you press Immolation Aura, you will see 12 seconds and not the actual buff. I will give a new example once this expires. So by default it should be on. If not, if you turn it off, if you want to see it, you will see this little default Blizzard glowing. Will be 6 seconds how much this buff is, but if you're tracking it on both places it's useless. And then you see another cooldown after it. So what Aura Override does is it disables that buff tracker. It does still have the color, it's not desaturated because of the buff icon, so it doesn't glitch out with Blizzard's own duration, but it will desaturate eventually. For now, that's how it is. It used to blink a lot when I was forcing it to desaturate, so I just disabled the desaturation to not have those glitches for no FPS or CPU usages for no reason. You do also have segment bars. Like I have here, I don't recommend you to use for everything, but let's say we do have it enabled. If you disable, it will reload you just so this page basically doesn't work. You don't use the memory, you don't use any of the things you might need, but I'm just gonna re-enable it once again. Let me show you what that might be. It is only static bars. It will not show durational bars. It's able only off combat, but there's no point to be off combat when people do not care about off combat. So let's say basically that's your charges. So Spirit Bomb, we're gonna add, has 6 segments. We're gonna add that, and let's just make this 300, 220. If you want the same color, you can choose the same color, right? 6 segments, 20 height, and let's say it's not locked. Okay, perfect. It's locked. Stack count if you want to see the numbers. If you don't want to see the numbers, let's just enable everything how it is. But here we go. I do have a different add-on for this. That's why I just have this as an optional. And there you go. You want to see your basically how many soul fragments you have? It shows you. Okay. For example, there will be duration. That is the actual cooldown of Spirit Bomb duration. So I normally don't care about that, but it's showing off combat, not in combat. So let's remove these and let's add, let's say Troglaive. Troglaive has 2. You can add those, and that's your Troglaive. Let me just enter. We'll take 1 Troglaive, 2 Troglaives. You won't see the fill animation, so you might see the bar. Some people prefer this. Filling animation unfortunately does not work. Blizzard has put it as secret for now, so it's just a full bar when it's ready or when it's not ready. Some people prefer to see their cooldowns this way, some people don't prefer, so That's your option. You can enable, disable. Let's go from here. Glowing. Let's enable the pixel glow. Our pixel glow is set to be blue. Let's just put it as blue. See. Let me just swap some talents or something that we know it might work easier. As you can see, dynamic. Oh, there we go. That's your pixel glow. So let's just move out here, which is not that pretty. Do you have the thickness if you want to change the little size of it? I use auto shine, for example. Looks a lot better. And this bottom here, it's your Blizzard's default glow, right? We're not touching that. We're just touching this part. Okay, shine, glow, change color pickers. There we go. Okay. Power potion. We're just gonna pop a potion. I have click showing dynamic group, and this is cluster. This will be for dynamic group clusters later on, but currently, as you can see right here, and I'm gonna use the potion now, and it should show with these together, and it's not. That's because it's only made in cluster mode. Okay, so now you want to disable that if you don't use the cluster mode. Okay, so we go in dynamic groups so I can explain what cluster mode is. You have an unlock. This is kind of like a clunky way of doing spells, but this is size. That's for your regular current mode that you see right now. This unlock will stay always here just so it's easier for you. Enable, disable, show swipe. It's not important, but you have enable cluster mode. You go centered or not centered. So we're gonna go with centered. Unlock the boxes. It shows your clusters. They will populate the whole page, whatever many clusters you want. Let's say we want 5 clusters. You have those icons growing horizontally as you see the default one, or vertically up and down. When you select, you have up and down, pin to center, pin to top. Normally center is the best way. Hide when inactive. Each cluster has its own size. You replace your spell list, and then you get all the buffs. These buffs are gonna be these ones right here. Cooldown manager. Anything that you display right here will be shown in there. Now, you see your clusters, and you say, I want to see meta in cluster 2. There you go. Now you grab this cluster and you put it here. Okay. So now this is by clicking here. Duplicate. It's also additional feature where you can have this buff showing all the clusters if you want, or one cluster. And if I use meta, it will show, now that it's locked, it will show later in all those clusters. So we can show that one later. If you don't want to keep clicking buttons, these up and down buttons are gonna be when you have 5 buffs in the same cluster. Which one do you want to see first? Which one do you want to see in the center? Which one you want to see on the left? This feature, it's mostly made for not centering clusters. Okay, I will show you what that means. but let's go. What is this unlock and drag? So I'm gonna unlock this, and we're gonna see all these spells here, which are normally from edit mode. So instead of you clicking on those buttons there, you can now just do this. If this is easier for you, there you go. And they will always combine. Let's say this is vertical, this is horizontal. Now that you're done, escape edit mode, open and close edit mode, uncheck this, make sure you uncheck the unlock in here as well, and let's move these spells there. So and now you have these ones going up and down. So that's vertical, cluster 1, horizontal. Let's say you want to see all your buffs all the time, but you click show active, inactive. These are the 3 buffs that should be displayed there. Click 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if you want to, right? As you can see, there you go. It's not assigned. And it will show you always, right? The order, as you can see, it's first. Let's say Demon Spikes is first. Now we're gonna go here and we're gonna make Demon Spikes show last, third. And Demon Spikes will always show here. Okay, moving on to bars. Let's move these spells now to bars. They're kind of more common. Right. Bars. Disabling, enabling. Disable your cluster mode. So this is your how you're gonna see. That's your default track bars. In order to set colors for each bar, since the buffs are not populated, it's harder to assign colors. So the only way to do it right now is uncheck this when inactive. It will give you the spells that you have. You open your cooldown bars, refresh spell list. It's gonna tell you which buffs you have. So we go purple, and we go green, yellow. As you can see, there was 2 spells, and the third one didn't show because it was the width and the size. But this is the default version of it, so not the cluster mode. So let's just go and hide them now that we have the assigned color, and you can see, and they're gonna go up. So these are gonna grow always up for now, and as you can see, they're always there, and each one is always gonna go down. But you're like, no, I don't want these to be together. Then you go cluster mode. Same thing, use class color bars if you want. Cluster mode, let's just set it to 3 clusters. We say fresh spell list. This is cluster 1, cluster 2, cluster 3. Okay. 3 clusters. Unlock. Cluster 1. Arrows, if you right click, arrows up, arrows down. You don't have to click unlock. You can just go edit mode and find the box. Each one has its own edit mode box where you can just assign every size, width, height, and place it here, place it wherever you want, right? Now, we go cooldown bars. Let's say I want to see horizontal, 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 vertical, 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 right? There you go. Right. You want to group them together, group them together. You want to put them separate, you can put them separate. As you can see, the meta showing now in all the 5 icons with the duplicate from the buffs earlier. So let's just go and disable that. Essentials by default. Another new profile. Let's just make profile new. Essentials or utility will look like this. I make all my cooldowns together, so you can adjust here. Let's say they're all 9 per row, then each row is gonna have its own size, and all the other stuff that you want to move, a charge, move the cooldown, make it larger, make it bigger. You also have this list which can make spells when they're ready to be glowing. You can change the glow by clicking here. As you can see, there's pixel glow here, pixel glow here, pixel glow here, auto shine. Everything is shiny. If you want to, do not recommend this for FPS purposes and CPU purposes, but people want to have a nice and glowy buttons, and there we go. We have the glowing buttons here. What I would do is change my own size, so not everything looks like a box. But you can also, same thing, click under essential cooldowns. There will be my additional edit box where you can adjust that same thing. Move the icons, move everything. Like this box here that says track bars has become huge. It is because there's vertical buffs now, and because of them, that's what happens. So if you want vertical, this is what your edit mode box will be looking like. Trinkets have their own edit mode box. Trinket 1 group, Trinket 2. As you can see, this is now huge, clunky, so hide when inactive. And I have the sizes, positions, showing group 2 is essentials. As you can see, potion, trinket, that is only group 2. So let's say you want just the trinkets, right? You don't want to track the healing potion with them. You can't move it because, all right, small glitch, I just fixed it. So trinkets, want to show him in now separate, drain here, want to show them together. You can do your own order. Showing essentials, all these things are going to show in essentials. You want it, you don't want it, drag whatever, right? Have a separate group somewhere else. Let me show how I play. Play like this. Lock, lock. I think this is it. Not sure if there's anything else to explain, but if you have any more questions, need some help, you can go and join Discord or leave a comment. Thank you. Okay, and final, because I did not show it, was potion success in that part. Alright, so we're gonna use this one without the dynamic, and then we're gonna use a new potion, or let me see, we can add something else. Let me see what I can add. We can add this healing potion just for fun. So you go spell ID 1238009. You add that, and it's not gonna populate right away, but it will be there for after the reload. Just the list is not populating right now, but let's not show it this one in cooldown. So I'm gonna pop the potion right now, and right here, that's your potion. I'm gonna go unlock that. You can drag it wherever you want to drag it, right? Okay, now let this expire. You can go, this is per timer, it's just how things are supposed to be right now. Let's lock it. Showing dynamic cluster, you can choose cluster, but this is enable cluster mode. All right. Okay, you see that one box where it is. Okay. Unlock. Okay, cluster one, we're just gonna drag it here. Lock it. Okay. Now I'm just gonna use that healing potion as an example, and it's gonna show those 30 seconds. And there we go. Now it's gonna be grouped up with them together for 30 seconds, even though that's not a real potion. So the only way to display those is gonna be if you only have a buff or a racial spell that's gonna be tracked for a specific amount of time. That's not gonna require you to it's not like how trinkets used to work, like, oh, this can get extended, or this is an absorb trinket. As if it has a fixed timer, you can display the fixed timer there, and it will be there. Another thing I did not show, so that's gonna be the non-center clusters. And so we're gonna show this real quick. What that means is each cluster has its own place. It's how Blizzard's default is showing now. And that doesn't work for box one, unfortunately. Box one is just made, so if you want to use this feature, you can use it in box two. So we're just gonna place these spells in that box two, for example, and let's unlock that box again. So basically, demon spikes will always stay right there, will not move. Immolation Aura will always stay there, not move. And let's see if that's true. Demon spikes, Immolation Aura. Now that's where, let me just get out of combat. Now this is where also this comes into place. Demon spikes is all the way on the left, which is first. Now if you want to see that better, probably unlock it. If you have move with any or something, just, I guess I can place it there for you guys to see. I will say I want to see a third, fourth place. Right? You have the 4 buffs. That's where these arrows features are. And if you disable the centering, this will disable the centering for all boxes. So keep in mind, if you still want centering, might want to enable that, and you will have that. Switching profiles, new profiles. Let's say I want to copy from my regular VDH profile. The boxes are kind of everywhere now. Just reload, and you can move and adjust things as you want to. And bars, for some reason, were unlocked the last time I used it. Dynamic icons and everything. And after a reload, everything is showing where I normally have it. Right, and that's it. Hopefully this explains a lot. Thank you.